Hi guys, I have some exciting news. A while back I did a video called Saving My Sansevieria from Myself, and my poor little Sansevieria had been tucked in a corner that got overlooked and almost completely died back, but I was able to save the leaves. And now, a few months later, I see that there's lots of babies. I've been filling it up regularly, changing the water, and I think we're at the point where the babies are ready to be potted up. So let me show you what's going on here. I have been checking on it, but this is what happens when you tuck a leaf down into some water, and water propagates Sansevieria. So it makes new babies at the bottom. And all of these have had babies. Anything that was going to die off, which I think was only 1 or 2 leaves, died off in the beginning. But isn't that beautiful? Isn't that amazing how nature works? Look at those beautiful babies. So I'm just gonna, this one, it looks like it had a little root, but it has a bit of a rotten area. So I'm just gonna tuck that to the side. But for the most part, all of these made new babies. Here are some that fell off already. Aren't they beautiful, guys? So now I'm going to put them all in a pot together, and this plant has been regenerated. That is so exciting. This is why plants are just so much fun, and propagating is the best. Look at that, beautiful roots on those babies. So let's get them planted up, and I'll show you how they look in their new pot. Okay, this is a pot of Miracle Grow potting mix. It's a nice loose mix, and I think it'll do really well. Probably has a bit of fertilizer in there to give my babies a good start. And honestly, I have decided I'm going to leave them on the big leaf that they've grown at the bottom of. And the reason I'm going to do that is, if you think of a sail on a sailboat capturing the wind and giving that boat energy to move, this is kind of the same concept. This is going to capture a lot of sunlight and help that plant baby grow. And when the plant no longer needs it, this upper leaf should die back as this one grows bigger. So for those that are still attached, I'm going to try planting it together with that mother leaf. Let's call it a mother leaf. But I'm going to get this planted right down in there. And I've done it before where I've removed the babies and they don't seem to do as well. So that would be my little tip for you, is to plant the whole leaf and see how that does. And because we have a couple that are unattached, we can see how they grow differently, or if they do at all. So I will tuck these in that are not still attached, and we'll just see if there's any difference. Be our little Sansevieria experiment. But I'm just basically making a little hole in this very loose soil, tucking those roots down. Now when you do water propagation, you are gonna want to give it a lot of water at first. Keep it moist, and then because it's a Sansevieria and you don't want to overwater it, you'll eventually, little by little, ease back on it. So far it's looking good, guys. I hope you can see how that's turning out. And this is a nice roomy pot for this many Sansevierias. You don't want too much soil, because too much soil can really hold too much water. Sansevierias do appreciate having their roots get dry. So let me tuck in. I have one more big leaf I have to find room for. Let's move this guy over. Tuck this in. And I'm going to be wanting to rotate this in the sun. So this side is mostly the little babies that don't have the mother leaf. And then the other side of the pot are the ones that do have the mother leaf. So let's see how it goes. Let's see which ones do better, or if it doesn't make a difference. I have a feeling the ones with the mother leaf still attached, kind of like the umbilical cord, will get an extra head start in putting on some size. So guys, they're all planted up, and I'm going to water them in. Look how cute they look. You know, it's not your perfect plant yet, but in a couple of years, it's going to be a great looking Sansevieria plant. Given that I don't tuck it into an area that I'll forget, but I'm not going to do that again. That was horrible. I felt terrible. So I think I'm all done with that. And let me just give it some water. Just going to put the water that it was in because I was keeping it pretty fresh. Just going to water it in, and by watering it in, it's just going to settle that soil around the roots. And hopefully, I will have saved my beautiful bird's nest Sansevieria. That's the type of Sansevieria it was. And I am really hopeful now. So let me go ahead and I'll give you an overhead view. And there we are, guys. There is our Sansevieria all planted up, and that should root in really well. It's nice and green, and the more I water it, the more those roots will spread out. But look at that, guys. Even the mother leaves look nice the way they are. So it'll be wonderful to have this plant back and rejuvenated, and I'm so happy it worked out. It's really an easy process. It just takes a little patience while you wait for your leaf cuttings to root out, but Sansevierias are very easy to propagate, and I'm so glad I had the chance to do this. So I hope you're having fun with your plants. Thanks so much for watching and sharing my plant rescue with me.